Welcome to Yvonne's Crafty Corner. I believe we're up to about number 6 of making this a simple journal. We're just going to do the little tabs on the side. We're going to do the closure, and we're going to make a mushroom and perhaps even do an altered envelope. So you just need to cut out either cut out or punch out 4 circles, which is what we're using for the tab, for the ends. And we're just going to lay it there, just on the corner, and just push one side down, lift it up, holding it, push the other side down. Okay. And then we're actually going to, it's probably a bit hard to see. I'm going to just go like this so you can see it. So you end up with a little but there, you're just going to cut that out, that little triangle. Okay. And then we'll just glue that on. It's probably a bit much. So you just want to get that back where you had it. Yeah. Make sure it's on tight. Flip it over. Okay, that's actually going to interfere a bit with that, but that's all right. You can still get a picture in there. So we just go like that. And there you have your tab on there, or your corner tab. So we'll just do that with the other two as well. Just done different colours for the back. So there we have the corners on there. And now we will make, we'll put the button on there for closure. I've just got some bits of scrap here. So we're just making a little cluster. Just make a little cluster. And that is actually going to, so I've got the little cluster here, and that is, because we've already got that there, we're just going to slip that down in there once we're done, and just glue it on onto there. But first we need to sew on a button. And so you get your thread. I've got a spare circle. Maybe I'll use that there with a bit of cloth underneath. I wonder if that would work. Yeah, I'll just add that to it just for a little bit extra. Bit of just a little bit of fabric there. And that there. And I've chosen this button. So we'll just sew that onto there. Not that you can see that bit underneath, but all those layers will just make it a bit stronger. Oh, which it has. And I'm using a blunt needle. Actually, I'll just use my ball here. So I'm going to go from the top so I can actually see the thread, tie the thread. That's all going to get glued down anyway, so it should hold fairly well. Doopy. Okay, that didn't work. So there we have our button on there. I'm just going to add some glue and then try and squeeze that in between the pocket and the cover. So we sort of want it around here so that it's not interfering with getting things in and out of the pocket. Yep, I'll do it around there. Just make sure it's down tight and that it's not sticking over there. Okay, that's good. So there we have that on there, and then we just need to do an eyelet. So you just want to get your eyelets if you have one. If you don't, that is fine. You can just put a button on the back as well, and then just tie your closure to that. So I'm just going to sort of eyeball where it is. It's sort of around there. It's about there. Don't want to go in too far because we've got our pocket on the back, and so we don't want to go past there. It's going to be fine. Probably could have gone a little bit further, and then I've got to try and get it in because this one's slightly larger than the hole, but it's going in. I think I have got that. And there we have our eyelet, our button. So I've got a bit of this one. So you just want some string or maybe a bit of lace or just trying to think what it's called. Ribbon, some ribbon. Actually, ribbon will be nice, some thin ribbon. Just tie that on there, and that will go on there. Put some beads on the end, might do that later. Put some beads on the end of it. So now we will do the mushroom. This mushroom. So you just want your bit of paper. I've actually already cut out, but you just want your paper, and you're just going to do sort of like a half circle, basically. Half circle with a little bit of a line like that on it. You're going to cut that out, do another one the same, trace it, do another one the same, and then come back through and just cut out that piece, which is going to be which will become your top piece, and you end up with 2 pieces like that. And then you also need, I don't know where I've put it, you need to have the mushroom stem. So just draw a bit of a squiggly line. No, that's not a very good one. And just sort of follow it through. So you're just going to draw your squiggly line. And cut that out. And that will be the stem for the mushroom. So no right or wrong way to do it, because you can have your mushroom shaped however you wish it to be shaped. And there you go. So I've actually already cut out pieces. And if you've got double-sided paper, that's really good. You can just use the same paper. But if not, I like to have sort of a plainer one on the bottom, a bit more of a patterned one on the top, and then a fairly sort of neutral-ish one there. So we'll just stick our mushroom together. I just think it's so cute. There's a mushroom, and they're cute. And we'll stick him on the front page of the second signature as a tuck spot. So we'll just glue it down there, and we'll just glue it on the side there. It can become a tuck. Really cute. There we go. So isn't that cute? So there's our mushroom. Right, now we're going to do an altered envelope. Make sure it fits in your journal. Doesn't matter if it's a bit bigger. So I've got that one. We want that pocket, and since mine is quite big, I'm actually going to fold that up. Okay. And I am going to just cut that bottom, that bottom bit there off at the back, because we don't want that. So we'll just discard that bit. So what's going to happen is that's going to come up, and that's going to create a pocket there. We want that a bit straighter. Just going to glue that down. And while it's fairly open, like you can actually open the open this up here, we're going to line that bit. You should have quite a bit of leftover paper, so I'm just going to put some music paper and just line that in there. Just cut off that bottom bit. Put your glue all on it. It's always a bit trickier sticking it in there, but we can open it up quite well. So just want to open it up and just push that in. Push it in. It hasn't gone in very well, as you can see. Okay, that will still work though. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Main thing is that when you look at it that way, it's all covered. And I'm just going to fold that over and just glue that down on there. Just pop that over there. So now we just want to cover the face of it. Get your scraps. I've got this bit here I can pop up there, that little bit. That'll be nice. So there. What else have I got? Okay, so I've got all my pieces here that I'm going to add. So I've just sort of roughly ripped off some edges, and that is going to sort of go like that. I think we'll start with this one. Actually, no, we'll start with this one. We'll just glue it all down because I actually want it to go over the top of the other one. We'll just stick that one in the corner like that. Do I want that side or that side? I might just go with flowers. So there we have, oh, is it going to stick? There we have the front of it, and then we're going to do the back. And this is going to be, I suppose, a tip-in, so we actually need to put a flap on it. Hello. I don't know how I managed it, but I did end up cutting off the video before I finished. So I'm just going to go through. I'm actually holding the phone, so I apologize for it wobbling. And also, as I was editing the video, I was obviously banging the table quite a bit, and there's a lot of wobbles in the video, so I apologize for that too. But anyway, what I had done is I just covered that flap that we had put up, just with some leftover bits. I had put a little flap here. Now I put the other bit onto the back of the envelope. Then I just put down a bit of lined paper, put the flap up and glued that down on the sides. And then I've just glued that so it becomes a flip. And then I just made one of those round with the two circles and the brad in the middle. And because my envelope is actually quite close to the edge, I wasn't really able to fit another one on the side. So I just used a brad, and I ended up cutting the bits at the back of the brad that you push down were far too big. So I just cut them right down. And that actually works really well, as I'm not doing this very well like this, but yeah, that just works really well. I actually quite like it with the brad. So that is all you have to do to finish your pocket. So I apologize for that, and the next video we will do will be a flip through of it. So thank you all who have stayed and watched through it. Until next time, bye for now.